Morning, YouTube. It's kind of chilly here today. It got down in the 40s last night. That's Fahrenheit. And ooh, it's a little nippy if you're not used to it. Got out here and lifted out some potatoes and transplanted some lettuces, some onions. It'll take a little while for them. Take a few days for them to take off, but yeah, everything's a mess really, because we had all those storms come through, and I got limbs down everywhere back here, twigs and limbs. And, if y'all wondering why we keep that pile of limbs over here, there might come a time when we have to make a fire, so that will be a good place to start, right? With the world the way it is these days, you can't ever tell what's going on. I want to talk to you about, of course, what I have growing, and we've had some of the satsumas, and they're so juicy and so good. Lost one of the old black star hens. These hybrids to egg yolk peritonitis. I'm talking, lady. That's what kills off these hybrid chickens. When they've laid about 18 months, they start laying internally. I mean, the one we lost was getting on the nest and staying on the nest just like she was laying a regular egg, and she was, but she was laying the yolk inside herself. Eventually those yolks, get all infected in there, and they get egg yolk peritonitis. And just she was on the nest that evening. I come out the next morning and she was dead, but she hadn't been dead long because rigor mortis had started, but it hadn't completely taken over. So I buried her, and I thought, well, if I don't go ahead and butcher these two, the same thing's going to happen to them, because one of them, and I don't know which, has also been getting on the nest and staying on there like she was laying an egg and coming off and no egg there. I'm trying my best right now to get some heritage breed chickens. I've got some Bielefelder's eggs in the incubator, and it's almost impossible to find the original Rhode Island Reds from back when I was growing up. Will you guys shut up so I can talk? I didn't bring you no treats. Let me talk and then you can talk. Thank you. These olive eggers here are a cross between a barred rock, as you can see by the barring, and something else. I have no idea what something else it is. It has to be something that lays a colored egg, a blue or a green egg. And those supposed to be Rhode Island Reds right there. They're production Reds. They're almost, maybe not exactly. They might actually last a year longer than these hybrids, but not that much longer. And those Amberlinks, same thing. You get 18 months of good laying out of them, then you'll start losing them one by one with egg yolk peritonitis. Look at this one here. They're friendly chickens. You have to hand that to them, of course. You have to handle chickens and just be around them for them to be friendly, because otherwise, they're prey animals, so they're not going to be very friendly when they think they could be. Well, they probably are going to be dinner, but I'm not going to tell them if y'all don't. But it'll be a while. But as I was saying, I have some Bielefelders in the incubator. I'm ordering some more, actually. That will end up, boy howdy, cleaning this coop. You have to clean it every day. But it's okay. It's okay right now. Let's see if anybody's laid an egg since I'd already gathered the eggs, and even though these girls will walk around singing and pretending they're going to lay one, they're probably lying as usual. I got 4 pullets that's I sold my niece 3, and I got 4 pullets that's laying, but they're not laying regular. They're laying the fairy eggs, and that'll probably continue for another week before they start laying every day. And normal size eggs. But yeah, I wanted to tell you about the heartbreak of owning hybrid chickens. If you're just wanting them for eggs and don't mind butchering them after about 18 months, they're fine. If you want something that's going to lay for 5 or 6 years, may not lay 300 eggs a year, maybe more like close to 200, but is a healthy, hardy chicken that doesn't ever have any problems with laying eggs or laying internally, and all their reproduction organs screwed up by this hybridization. These chickens are bred strictly to lay eggs, lay lots of eggs, and die. That's what the hatcheries use them for. The brown eggs you buy in the store. They have different names: High Lines, Golden Comets, Isa Browns. All your brown egg layers are pretty much the same hybrid. And those black stars there, the same thing. And the Amberlinks, same thing. Those production reds over there, which is supposed to be Rhode Island Reds, you're going to have to go to a breeder that's got some of the old-time breeding stock to get a real, true production Rhode Island Red. Because these you're getting from the hatcheries are not Rhode Island Reds. They're production Reds. They will have the same laying problems, internal laying problems, as these hybrids here. Should have done my homework, should have done my research, but I jumped the gun like a lot of people has done, and but I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna give these the best life they can. I'm gonna keep them well fed. Always keep plenty of fresh water in front of them. Give them a place that's comfortable for them to sleep at night and to escape to in the daytime if they need to. And probably one day this week, one of these girls right here will be dressed for the freezer. She don't understand what I'm saying, even though she acts like she does. She knows I'm talking, but she just doesn't know that she's going to be Thanksgiving dinner. I think it's probably going to be her. She's the biggest of the two. Yeah. And she's been doing the same thing the other one was doing, going on the nest. And no, actually, I think she's the one that's been laying. The other one's the one that's been going on the nest. I can tell them apart because one of them's darker than the other and a little smaller. But if you're going to get into the chicken businesses, I'm a senior citizen, okay? I'll be 70 in January. This is not a long-term project for me. Can't be a long-term project for me because I've got too many physical issues that I know are going to get worse year by year. But if you're a younger person and you're going into backyard chicken keeping for the sake of having eggs and meat, get you some dual-purpose chickens, and don't buy them from a hatchery. Buy them from somebody that's breeding them, that has had them for a long time, has good breeding stock. I would recommend the Bielefelders. the Barnevelders, the Rhode Island Reds, if you can find the Heritage Rhode Island Reds, and the Barred Rocks, if you can find the Heritage Barred Rocks. These Barred Rocks you're buying today are not the Heritage breeds. The hatcheries don't have the Heritage breeds. Any of your heavy breed birds that are not crossed and hybrided for production, egg production, is going to be a good backyard chicken. You won't get as many eggs, but you'll get more years of eggs and a nice big carcass when you get ready to dress the bird. I'm not an expert at this. I'm just telling you my life experience. And if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't have ordered these. I'm going to make the best use of them, and like I said, take the best care of them I can and everything. But I would have searched out and actually bought an incubator, and I found some breeders for the ones that I want to keep as a backyard flock. And they're autosexing, and they're not even a hybrid. Well, I guess 80, 90 years ago they were, because they were crossed to make what the Bielefelders were crossed to make what they are now, like with between 5 chickens. But they've been kept like as is for at least 90 years, 80 or 90 years. And in 2014, the United States stopped us from importing any fowl from any other country. You can't import any birds. Maybe you can import something like parrots or parakeets or something, but you can't import chickens from any other country. And the people that I'm buying my eggs from imported theirs in 2011 and 2013. And even their birds are not, they breed the best of the best every year, but even their breeding program hasn't produced as nice a bird as Germany has. The Bielefelder is a German breed, and they have the most gorgeous birds. I hope they don't change them. I hope they don't try to do what people have done to other breeds and change them for the sake of more eggs. Because from what I understand, as is, they lay 200 plus eggs a year. And if you got 5 or 6 of them in your backyard, how many more eggs could you eat than that if, as a family? Even if you had a large family of 6, 7, 8 people. 6 of them laying 200 plus eggs a year, and plus nice big carcasses if you decide to dress one. And if you're not in my situation, can own a rooster, then you can just keep your best hens and always butcher the roosters, because they dress out a nice carcass when they're about 12 to 14 weeks old. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on and on. I could, because I've done a lot of research and my head is full of it. But I'll bid you good day, and I hope everybody is having a good week and is staying COVID safe. I don't go anywhere I don't have to. And I've been having a lot of stuff shipped to the house. And as soon as it comes, I sterilize my own hands. And I've washed my hands so much since COVID started. They're almost cracking open. But I lotion them, keep going. God bless you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.